video on how to wear bright lips as a grown-up woman. Now, there's a lot of different kinds of bright lip trends going on every single season. Every single season always has like their own version of the bright lip, and wearing them as a grown-up woman, not as a teenager or like in your early 20s, requires a little bit of adjustment, and it requires a little bit more thinking than following a trend just kind of like blindly. So I wanted to give you some hints and tips. I'm also going to quickly show you how I kind of like do the bright lip, which is not very tricky at all, but I'm going to go through a list of things to take into consideration and just tips on how to get it right for you. Now, the first thing is finding your bright. So kind of identify if you want to go bright reds or bright pinks or bright oranges or bright, whichever bright family you kind of want to try out. And then within that family, find your own. Now, what helps immensely in this is if you know your kind of like color tones that suit you. I'm lucky enough to know them now. I did my kind of color analysis with JA Styling here in Putney, Jessica Styling, I'll put her link below. And I am a cool clear, I think it was. And actually it kind of goes totally in line with the type of clothes I normally buy, how I like my hair, all of that. But basically what it means is that it is bright and cool tones that suit me. Like, so for example, like the lipstick I'm wearing is NARS Matte Lip Pencil in the Bleecker 413, or like Ruby Woo for a red. So not like a brown red, like a blue red, like cherries, fuchsias, or if you're going slightly lighter, like a Trish McAvoy Vibrant Pink, that type of stuff. Or Girl About Town is also a good color. Anyways, so finding out kind of what colors suit you. You don't need to be too scientific about it. If you want to get all of that done, great, but it is literally trying on. Like, it's often our own preferences as well. Like, if you really like muted autumnal tones, you probably suit them. If you really like pastel tones, you probably suit them. A lot of what we kind of like in clothes, especially close to our face, is actually what suits us. So like, we're our best judges. But so finding that kind of, so I wouldn't go for a peachy pink. I do sometimes wear it, don't get me wrong, but what I look best in, like what I can carry off without worrying that I look silly, basically. So finding those perfect brights for you and your color tones, that's, I think, key to kind of carrying it off. Another key point is just focusing on the lips. Now, obviously you can do the rest of your face. I kind of have done the rest of my face. I'm wearing foundation, I'm wearing eye makeup, but keeping everything else very, very neutral, with the exception of, you can, sometimes I feel like if I'm just keeping everything very neutral with bright lipstick, I can look a little bit washed out. So with the exception of blush, that's the only other pop of color I allow myself when I am doing bright lips. And that keeps it modern and that keeps it kind of fresh. If you're doing bright eyes and bright lips, it can easily start looking way too kind of fashion victim or trying a little bit too hard. So keep everything else neutral and the focus is on the lips. And because the focus is on the lips, there's a couple of very important things. First and foremost, the condition of your lips. Exfoliate them. I usually tell my clients just to, when they're brushing their teeth, just to kind of brush their lips as well, and then put on tons of lip conditioner. My current favorite is by Herborian, and it's the Dudun. It's amazing. I love it. I recommend it. Kiehl's #1 lip salve has also always been my favorite. But just make sure that your lips are in good condition. And if you do have, where did I just put it? I just had it here. There we go. And if you do have slightly more lined lips, it's good to put on a lip primer. Now this one is called Kiss Kiss by Guerlain. It's kind of waxy. It is of waxy kind of consistency, and it kind of fills in the lines a little bit, creates a smooth surface to work on, and it just makes it does make your lip color last better as well, but it just kind of creates a slightly more perfect lip, so to speak. Liner is very important as well. After, like, especially if you're starting to get little fine lines around your lips, liner, incredibly important, with the exception of certain, like the lipstick that I'm wearing, like it is already, and it's a matte lip pencil and it's already kind of like a liner in itself. But do line your lips and make that, like when you're wearing a bright, make that liner match with your lipstick. If you don't have one that matches with your lipstick, do the kind of like the negative liner. So just line outside with your concealer. I've written number 4, important point, tash and teeth. Okay, if you've got a little bit of a mustache thing going on, wax it, thread it, get rid of it, shave it, whatever you want to do. Like, there's nothing more unsightly. If you're wearing a really bright lipstick and the little hairs are kind of like almost overlapping your lips, they get caught. That bright color gets caught on that. So get rid of the tash. And also try and make sure your teeth are in as good a condition and as white as possible, because that bright lipstick is going to, like, your smile is going to be noticed. So use home whiteners, whitening toothpaste, whatever, to get rid of stains if you've got stains. Or also, I mean, some people do it professionally. I never have done, I just do it at home. But you know, bright teeth, people are going to be looking at them, and tash. And then the last point is do your lips before your eyes. Most people don't do it this way. Most people will do everything else and lips last. But actually, when you're wearing a bright lipstick, it is so much more helpful to like do the lips first, and then you can reassess your face, like look in the mirror and see what else you need, like how much else you need. I do my foundation first, and I sometimes pop a little bit of blush as well. Then I do my lips, but then I start looking at my eyes of going, how much eye makeup does this lip really need? And then you can kind of get the balance right, because if you do your eyes first and you go like, wow, that's great, but your lips are neutral, so yeah, it will be great because you're kind of looking at just your eyes, and then you put the bright lipstick on going, oh no, this is way too much, like I look like a clown. So doing it the other way around really, really helps. I'm going to show you how I do this color and kind of my eyes to match. This is not really a tutorial, this is kind of just a way that I show how I do it on myself, or how I do it on clients if I'm doing a really bright lip on them. So yeah, I'm going to do that now. I already did my foundation. I used Le Teint Touche Éclat in B30 by YSL. I also used a little bit of blush. It's good to put on a little bit of blush before you put on your lipstick. It kind of gives you a bit of a framework. And I used Berry Pop. This is Cheek Pop, Berry Pop by Clinique. Just a tiny little bit to give it, you know, just a little bit of oomph. So, as I said, I recommend doing lips before your eyes. So I'm going to start with the lips, and I'm going to put a little bit of Dudun by Herborian, which is a lip conditioner. Make sure your lips are in good shape. And then I'm going to put a tiny bit of concealer. I'm using a super light concealer. This is the Maquillage Liquid Concealer in 01 Porcelain. And I am just kind of putting it literally all over my lips and then blending with my finger. This just ensures that the color I put on top actually comes out as the color I put on top. And also, when you put a little bit of lighter concealer around your lips, it really does make the color pop, and it makes the line kind of crisper. So I'm using a NARS Velvet Matte Lip Pencil. It is a very cool fuchsia pink. Because I'm in the cool family, kind of like, these are the colors that really pop on me. And due to this being a liner and lipstick in one go, this actually drawing in the bright lip is the quickest part of the tutorial. So I tend to start in the middle. This is the way I just do it with this pencil. I don't know why. So I do the middle first. Then I do the arch, the Cupid's bow arch. And the bottom. And then I go all the way around. I have no idea why I'm doing it like this, but it's kind of what works for me. And I often, not with every kind of shade, especially with red I don't do it, but with a pink, I kind of just soften the line ever so slightly, so that it's like a little bit softer. So then it's time to kind of assess your face. Just look at like how bright the lipstick is and how much you need to do with your eyes. Now, this is my go-to palette when I'm wearing a bright lipstick, and it is the Too Faced Naked Eye. It has a couple of really nice nude shades, and for me personally, I know that when I've got bright lips, I tend to concentrate on the brows, and then lashes, very, very little actual eyeshadow. So I'm going to pop on a little bit of Shadow Insurance by Too Faced, one of my all-time favorite. It just does not fail you, just with my finger. And I'm going to take Pillow Talk, which is a very kind of muted champagne color. I like to use colors with a little tiny bit of a satin sheen when I'm wearing a bright lip, but you could also go completely matte. I try not to wear too much sparkle. I try not to wear too much sparkle in my eyes, because it's really, this look is about the lips. So I'm just doing this on my whole eyelid. Then I'm grabbing a very, very stumpy Estee Lauder Blackened Black, and this is the Intense Kajal, and I'm just doing my lash line. I've got a couple of rather ropey looking lash extensions left. I'm having them refilled tomorrow, so bear with me. I might pop a couple of individual lashes just to fill them in a bit. Then I'm also just literally smudging it into the roots of the lashes, kind of almost dotting it. I don't want this to be a kind of a liner look, so what I do is I dot, and then I take an angled brush. This is the MAC, I think it is 266, but I'm not sure, the number has worn off. And I just smudge it out. And then I'm also going to take some Scandalize in Taupe and just run it kind of a third of the way on my bottom lash line, just in the outer corner. Then just to finish off the eyes, I'm going to take a little bit of Like Virgin and my Tom Ford number 12 brush, one of the all-time best brushes to do a tiny outer V. And I am just outer Ving, literally the tiniest little outer V known to man. And if you want to blend it a little bit, just kind of go in with your blender brush. I'm having a Tom Ford moment. This is a Tom Ford as well, the Tom Ford 13. A little bit of mascara, because my eyelash extensions are looking really ropey. I am going to put mascara on them. I normally don't, and I can already see that I need to pop in a couple of individual lashes. I'm going to do that outside of this video because I don't want to make it any longer than necessary. So I'm just going to put mascara on, top and bottom, and then just pop a couple of individuals to fill in my extensions. I'm also just filling in my brows with Blink Brow Bars Brow Definer in Indian Chocolate. I am in love with this pencil, and because I've dyed my eyebrows, it matches them perfectly right now. So this is as far as I go with the rest of my makeup. When you're wearing a bright lip, you want the lips are the statement. Everything else is a supporting act. Sometimes I will go as far as just putting on a red lipstick, a little bit of concealer under my eyes, and that is it. But that's usually just after I've had my brows done and I've had my lashes done, so I kind of feel a little bit more put together. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want other kind of like a grown-up way of wearing type tutorials, because I know that there's lots and lots of tempting trends, but you don't really always know how to kind of make a respectable grown-up version of it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.